Lake Dora since 1988. And speaking of that, where I am, we are just steps away from Lake Dora, which has a beautiful sunset tonight. People enjoying drinks at Pisces Rising, watching the sun go down. And this town was actually founded not far from where I'm standing right now, right over there. So we're going to get you up to speed very quickly. It is a 60-second history moment on Mount Dora.
The town history dates back to the mid-1800s when settlers began moving to the area along the banks of Lake Dora. There are legends that the town was named after a woman named Dora Andrade, but that's been largely disproven. In 1880, the first postmaster, Ross Tremaine, came to town. He called the town Royaloo after his three kids, Roy, Ella, and Lewis. The name was changed 3 years later to Mount Dora. The Mount part comes from the fact that the city sits on a plateau 184 feet above sea level. The Alexander House opened in 1883, which is a big draw for tourists. It eventually became the Lakeside Inn, which still stands. The train arrived in 1887 and the first orange packing house in 1891. In 1910, the town of 371 residents was granted a charter. Then, the boom. Mount Dora grew rapidly in the 1920s. Streetlights, water systems, and paved roads were installed. 2 public parks and Mount Dora High School opened. Over the past few decades, the town boomed, going from just a few hundred residents to more than 16,000 today. Despite the massive growth, Mount Dora was able to hang on to its small town feel. Some call it the New England of the South. The locals call it home.
It is home for a lot of people, and joining me now to discuss where the city is right now and where we go from here is Mayor Christy Stout. Good to see you.
Good to
Appreciate
see
you joining. Thanks for welcoming us into your town today.
We love having you.
All right, so you've been in office just a few months now, and I came out here during Christmas. The town was packed, lots of people behind us. Why have you guys bucked the national trend when a lot of towns have gone down? You guys are booming.
It's our charm. It's the quaint. I mean, you've been to Mount Dora before, you know.
Every other weekend.
People come to this town because it is so unique. It is like nowhere else in Florida, and it makes you feel warm and fuzzy. It honestly does, and people continue to come because of what we've created.
It's funny you say that because so many people have been walking up and down, and a lot of first-time guests here, even some of our staff, and they say, wow, I can't believe you guys have that. But it's got to be a juggling act, right, between keeping this small-town charm and the growth that's coming here.
It is. We work so hard to promote tourism because, of course, our businesses, everything relies on the people that come here and visit. I mean, we're about to have hundreds of thousands of people here this weekend, and on Monday morning, it's like it never happened, and it's back to business as usual. So we do. It's a juggling act, but we've done it a million times before. It gets better and better every year. We're always focused on making things better, and it's an amazing city.
Okay, I'm going to put you on the spot a little bit, okay? Yeah. One of the things in towns like this, people love to come here. They hate parking. You have a store, your bookstore is just right over there, sure. I believe. You hear that all the time. How do you do that, where you keep everything kind of the way it was, but add enough parking for people to get here? It
is a juggling. So like this weekend, for example, we set up shuttle locations at the high school, at the Christian Academy, and people will be shuttled down here. So it's just kind of thinking outside the box and making things work. You know, it's, as our police chief says, it's a blessing and a curse, because if we didn't have the parking problem, it would mean we would, have no businesses and we'd have no reason for people to come here. So we do the best we can to make it work. And it's funny because as people to come here and visit and come in my store every day, they don't say, oh, I had to park 3 blocks away and walk down with, it's expected, Yeah. Everybody's coming here, and so it's expected that you're going to park a few blocks and walk, but look at all the great things you get to see when you're walking down here.
Yeah, it's wonderful. And by the way, got to ask you this weekend, people think I'm lying. It's 200,000+ people in a town of 16,000. What can people expect when they come down? Pack your patience, like they always say, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And exactly, just patience. It's just a matter of, and in the times of COVID too, we're doing our best to make it doing it the right way too. So which we spaced out the tents more and allowed for less people to be in closer quarters. Yeah, patience, and I mean, we're all here to have a good time, so just enjoy it. It's a unique experience, and we love having people here.
And we're out. Everybody's out again, so that's great. Mayor Christy Stout, thank you so much for having us in your town. We appreciate your time.
Absolutely.
All right, so again, think about this. If we would have been here last Friday, I would have been in a coat, probably compression pants. I would have been freezing nonetheless. Today, we got a little warm setting up. It's in the 80s still right now as the sun sets over Lake Dora. And Brooks joins us once again to give us an idea of what to expect if you're coming out to Mount Dora or somewhere else this weekend. Brooks.
Yeah, John, the weather this weekend is going to change from where we are now. We had a high today of like 85 degrees here in Mount Dora, and that's where we currently stand. Things are going to cool down. But it's a good thing, because when you're out and about tomorrow with your family here in downtown Mount Dora or anywhere in Central Florida, it's going to be cloudy, and we're going to see highs up around 68 to 72. In other words, room temperature. You don't have to worry about sweating. You won't feel uncomfortable. It really is a great terrible forecast. I say a terrible forecast because, you know, you think about Florida, you think about sunshine and warm weather. But for something like this, for something like anything outside, home improvement projects, maybe you're doing landscaping, this weekend's going to be a real winner, a real bonus considering the front coming in. It's a cold front. It arrives tonight. Well, here we are in Mount Dora with the Fox 35 Storm Team Thunder truck. This thing is ready to roll. We've got the lights deployed, the satellite dish is up. That's how we can bring you this broadcast live from Mount Dora. And I can bring you a forecast live from Mount Dora as well. So let's get right to it. As I mentioned, 85 degrees. It feels terrific. I love the warm weather. Maybe you do too. But tomorrow, with a high around 70, it's really not going to be terrible. And if you're running around looking to buy some art, I mean, you know, that's going to be really ideal. Nobody wants to sweat. Check it out. Here's our Launch Credit Union cam. This is Port Canaveral. 79 degrees at this location. The sun is out. Everything is looking great. It's tonight when things change, when that cold front moves through. Right now it's 81 in Sanford, 81 in Brooksville, 78 degrees in Gainesville. But look at Cedar Creek at 65. You see, we've got some rain coming in there, and that's what's going to do it. It's going to knock things down. So cloudy and cooler this weekend, a few showers around, but a rainier middle of next week. And that's when things are really going to change as far as inconveniences and impacts with the weather. Tuesday looks to be by far the rainiest. There is a chance tonight across north central Florida and up toward Jacksonville of a couple of thunderstorms, but these will not be severe. This is just a thunderstorms possible. As the front passes through, primarily it will be dry. So if you get rain, it'll be lucky. If you get a couple rumbles of thunder up in Gainesville and Alachua County, don't be surprised. This is Fox 35 Storm Tracker Radar. We are looking at storms coming in across Apalachicola and heading east, and also some storms up along the I-10 corridor, but we are high and dry in Orlando. And again, as this front moves through late tonight, arriving probably around 1, 2 in the morning, it's going to pass by primarily dry, maybe just a couple of showers. But whether you're in the Bahamas or you're in Palm Bay or Daytona, it's a nice southerly breeze. Let's put the map in motion and look at the next big thing. This front comes down from the north, and it's going to be a cloudy weekend with a couple of showers around both tomorrow and Sunday. Maybe we can jump to the 7-day forecast, show you what we're looking at with these fronts coming and going. It's going to be an unsettled pattern, that's for sure. But you know, the only thing constant in February in Central Florida is change, and that's exactly what we're going to see. Upper 60s next couple of days, chance for showers at 40% on Sunday. So tomorrow looks to be a really nice day overall. It's not going to rain too much. Tuesday, however, heads up. This could be a day that we have some problems with rain. Doesn't look to be a big thunderstorm day, but a rainy one. If you have any plans to maybe pave your driveway, do some concrete work, that's not the day to do it. But we're going to be back to the 70s for Friday of next week. So by this time next week, back to the perfect Goldilocks weather. We call this Goldilocks weather. It's not too hot, not too cold, just right. And 2 thumbs up, live from Mount Dora.
Yeah, Brooks, I'm going to be doing no yard work. No yard work this weekend. Why? I'm going to be here in Mount Dora. As you heard us say, several 100,000 people expected in this town of 16,000 this weekend. One of the biggest in the country. It's an art festival, the annual Art Fest. Again, one of the biggest in the country, and we have details on what you need to know if you're coming out here this weekend. Plus, Friday night lights are a big deal in Mount Dora, and they are about to get even better. Why? Well, we're going to give you a sneak peek at the brand new football stadium now under construction right here in Mount Dora.